Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Hopefully, you're having a wonderful Tuesday morning. It's a little bit after 12 o'clock here on the East Coast, and we are live for the Yarn Thing podcast. So, welcome. I am Marley Bird. I am the host of the Yarn Thing podcast right here on the Marley Bird YouTube channel. We go live every Tuesday morning about 10 o'clock Mountain Time. That is 12 o'clock on the East Coast, 9 o'clock on the West Coast, and 11 o'clock in the Midwest. If you are anywhere else in the world or would like to join us live for the broadcast, we would absolutely love that. All you need to do is Google what time 10 o'clock Mountain Time is for you and come and join the fun. Better yet, just hit subscribe right here to the Marley Bird YouTube channel and click that little notification bell and you will be notified when I go live. Now, I will jump in here real quick and tell people, I asked YouTube why some of my fans were not getting notified, and they said that they are not actually, something about the phone. You need to have notifications marked as available or as okay on your phone or device that you're receiving your notifications from. So I will throw that out there to all of you who are much more tech savvy than me and let you know that that is what I found out from YouTube. We do have sponsors of the Yarn Thing podcast, so I'm going to say thank you to them. That would be Stitches.events. The next event for Stitches is Stitches United in Connecticut, in Hartford, Connecticut. So you can check out more information about that at Stitches.events. Just type that in your URL, Stitches.events, and you can find out more. We also have Erin Lane bags. Totally love Lindsay. You guys know that. So we have Erin Lane bags. We have Creative Bug. We also have Red Heart Yarns, where I was the national spokesperson, and they are now part of Yarnspirations. So we have Red Heart and Yarnspirations. I love all the sponsors. I think they are so fantastic for supporting this podcast, and I would love for them to know that you've heard of. I would love for them to know you heard about them right here. So whenever you get a chance, let them know you heard about them here on the Yarn Thing podcast. Okay, so today I am just going to sit around and chat with all of you about some upcoming events, specifically the Tournament of Stitches 2020. Very thrilled about that. Before I can jump in too much about that, I do need to come here on my computer side to make sure I am seeing what all of you are seeing, so I can see the chat room and all of the things that are going on. Takes me just a second. I'm a one-woman team over here, y'all. So I got to make sure that everything is done. I don't have somebody, in the background being able to do all of this stuff for me. So this helps. There we go. All right. So now I can actually see your comments now. So that helps a lot. So, hey, everybody, we have, is it Emmy and Aura and Terry, Mary, Donna, Chris, hi, Chris, and Christine and Lucian, Patsy, Luis. So many of you are here today. I'm so grateful to have you here. So, hi, just hanging out here Tuesday morning. I feel like I haven't been on the podcast in forever. Last week, we didn't have a podcast because I was supposed to be going to an event with Lindsay Martin, owner of Erin Lane Bags. We were going to an author's event, and that got canceled because of the coronavirus. That's a big scare here in America. It's all over the world. It's a world thing going on right now, but specifically here. So the event that we were going to attend was actually canceled. So we didn't get a chance to do that, but I'm reading the book right now and I'm thrilled about it. So the author is Sarah J. Maas. You can check her out if you want, but I digress. So last Tuesday, I wasn't going to be, I didn't have a show because we were going to do that event. And then when the event got canceled, we didn't have a guest. So I was like, no worries. I could use some time to just kind of recoup and get better because my family, we've been fighting a little bit of some yuckiness here at the house, but that's neither here nor there. We just finished up the This or That mystery, or This or That make along. It wasn't mystery. This or That make along or knit along. Let me try that one more time. We just finished up the This or That knit along here on the Marley Bird YouTube channel. We chose two different sweaters. One was made from the yoke down. One was from the bottom up. And so many of you out there finished these sweaters. They are beautiful. You did such a great job. the community that we built around in the knit along group. You're all there to help each other out, and it's fantastic. That was so much fun to see. And then we had a very special event that obviously we can't do every year, but it was fun to do this year as it was a special event this year, and that was the Leap Day Mystery Make Along. And I had special guest designer Tamara Kelly from Moogly Blog join me, and she designed the crochet piece from the Leap Day Mystery Make Along. Now, you guys all know now that we made a little it's like a poncho, but it was a capelet, and it only comes down to like where your elbows are. So it's perfect for me sitting here at the desk if I could put it on, because I still have room for my arms to type and do the things I need to do, or sitting out on the couch or in a chair. It doesn't get in the way of my knitting or my crochet. So it was a really nice piece. The original sample I had made a year and a half ago or so, and Caitlin had been on my butt for a while to get the pattern written and get up there, because she was like, people are going to love this. So hopefully you did love it. I did the knit version, Moogly did the crochet version. Both versions are still available for free on the website. Yes, you have to do a lot of clicking to get all of the links on the website, or you could just purchase the ad-free PDF on Ravelry from Tamara or from myself, your choice. All these events, so much going on, but we're here to talk about the Tournament of Stitches. Yay. This is the third year for the Tournament of Stitches. Just like the Game Day Mystery Make Along, the Tournament of Stitches piggybacks along a sporting event, specifically March Madness, which is a college basketball event that usually goes over about 4 weeks, I think it is. So what we do is on Tuesdays, starting March 17th, we will release some instructions for a crochet version and a knit version. And there will be 2 stitch patterns that you need to work up for each version. So there'll be 2 stitch patterns for each version that you work up. And then on the following Tuesday, there will be another set of instructions, 2 versions. Now, I can tell you we are going to make a scarf, or the scarf can be turned into an infinity cowl. So we went back and forth, we being my testers and Robin Chichula, who is doing all the tech editing and doing a big part of the pattern writing with me. And we talked about, do we make it a blanket? Because we talked about doing a blanket, but then we were like, you know what? It's coming to spring. People are getting more active. You don't want to spend a whole lot of time on a blanket. At least I don't think you do. So we decided to take the stitch patterns that we were using, condense them down into a scarf pattern. So it's a reasonable size scarf. It's not too short. It's definitely a nice long scarf. A lot of different stitch patterns you get to learn. I'm super excited about it. The testers who have worked at both versions, all of us, every time they post a picture of what it looks like, all of us are like, oh my gosh, I like that one better. Oh my gosh, I like that one better. Like, it's like each time we see a new one, we're just like, I gotta see that one. It's so fantastic. It's exciting that the Tournament of Stitches is right around the corner. And this year I am going to have video support for it. So in the past, we have only done the instructional written down patterns, just like we did the Game Day or the Leap Day events, or the Tournament of Stitches events. Or not Tournament of Stitches, sorry, Turkey Trot. But Tournament of Stitches for this year, we are going to have instructional videos available for each of the instructions each week. So I will be doing a total of 4 videos that will be released on Tuesday when the instructions are released. Where can you get all the information? Well, let's take a look. I'm going to do a share screen here. You guys know how this works. Let me make sure I have all this going on. Let's see, desktop number 2, and we're sharing. Right here, this is the URL for the Tournament of Stitches. This is the main page you want to come to, okay? So every Tuesday, you will come to this page and it will have the new link for the instructions for that week. I will be sure to put that in the video description of this video. Let me see, I could do that right now. Maybe, if it pops up. Yeah, it looks like. Can I? Yes. All right. So URL, and it is now there. Do I have to click save? I clicked save. Is this video made for kids? No, it's not made for kids. It's all the new things here on YouTube. Okay, so that is in the video description, but this URL, that's what you will go to every time you need to get a new set of instructions, okay? It's just like all of the other events I do. So let's take a scroll through here. This is our 3rd annual Tournament of Stitches events. What do you think of the new logo for the Tournament of Stitches? Isn't that cute? It's like the bird is in the middle of the basketball court, and see all the flashes? Those are like the audience or the fans. They're out there taking flashes, and the scoreboard. I just thought it was something fun. So this is the Tournament of Stitches. Every year we try and do it bracket style, but we can never get it to work out. So the brackets are there merely for aesthetics. We are just doing, it's 2 stitch patterns, and you will make 2. You don't want to just make 1. But I think it's a cute graphic. We want to thank William, who is also the person who does the sheeple for Erin Lane Bags. All right, so this is our 3rd year. You can click the blue link here. That is the 1st year if you want to check it out. Here's the 2nd year if you want to check that one out. I think I also have individual standalone patterns for those 2 years too. We can check out those later on. I know I don't have all of the ones from the 1st year yet. That was a big year. But right here at the very top, because this is the biggest question I get, is where is the pattern? So I just put links are at the bottom of this post. I don't know what else to do, because I try and walk everybody through it, and I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but I must not, because people are always asking me, but they're always on this post, and it's at the bottom of this post. If you want to read more about what the Tournament of Stitches is, it's essentially, it's over 5 weeks actually, not 4 this year, and it is a time for knitters and crocheters to come together. Whether you watch March Madness or not, it doesn't matter to me. The whole idea is that we're just kind of having fun with some tournaments, with some stitches in a tournament style, I guess. I don't know, something goofy. And so we get together, we build community. We're making an item that is similar to one another. It is not the same, it is similar. I mean, they're both scarves, and they're both like, they could both be turned into infinity cowls. And you know what? This one, I think you could almost say they are identical, because we're using the same patterns for both. That's a big clue. If you guys are knitters and crocheters, it's a big clue. So this year, it'll be a little bit different, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. Let's see, I'll make sure I have 5 weeks written into here so that we can get that in there. I thought I had changed that, but I guess I didn't. When does it start? March 17th through April 14th. Okay, so it's 5 weeks long. What are we making? In the past, we made shawls. This year, you can see where we accidentally sometimes type yarn and then we try and correct it. This year, we're making a scarf that can be turned into an infinity cowl. How do you join the fun? To participate in the Tournament of Stitches Make Along, you will need to go to the Marley's Minion Facebook group. Now, you guys know that when something is in blue, usually it is hyperlinked, right? So this Marley's Minions right here, this is hyperlinked, okay? Should I put on there click here? Do you think that would help? Go to the blah, 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 blah. Let's say click here. When you go to the Marley's Minions Facebook group, you can, that's where a lot of the action happens. You guys know this, right? You go there, there is a specific thread for the questions that we're working on. So that way we all can make sure we're helping people out appropriately in the right thread. And then it's a place to show off your work that we're doing. It's where we do a lot of our interaction with one another. It's the easiest place for us to interact with everybody. So it's really great if you're part of the Marley's Minions Facebook group. And then you can also RSVP for the event. And all that means is, so we created an event on Facebook where the plan is to have Caitlin go in there, make sure she adds links to say, you know, hey, the instructions are up, or here's a link to the video, or whatever it may be. But we're trying to keep everything as information driven as possible. We can't have a lot of different places that give out the exact same information, because we just don't have that much time in the day. So the best thing you can do for yourself is this. Make sure you copy that URL that we talked about, this one up here. So you just go to that every Tuesday, okay? By 10 o'clock every Tuesday, the pattern should be up there. So do that. Make sure you've joined the Marley's Minions Facebook group, and then just click RSVP in the event there on Facebook, and then you should be up to date everywhere you need to be up to date as far as how to get the instructions. You can also join the newsletter, but those other 3 places are actually better as far as getting up the actual instructions. This is a free event. So it's a free pattern, free videos, free participation, free help in the Marley's Minions Facebook group. All of that is free. All you have to do is provide the materials and join along. So here we go. Let's talk about those materials. Here's the supplies for the knitters. For the sample, we used Red Heart Chic Sheep by Marley Bird yarn. I mean, of course I'm going to use my yarn, you guys. It's so nice. And it is a worsted weight yarn. And I do give you an option down here that you could use basically any worsted weight yarn that helps you get gauge. And then I did give you a suggestion that if you wanted to use like a long color changing yarn or an ombre yarn for, I think it's color B, that is an option. I would not use a variegated yarn though. I would not use a variegated. A long color change like, gosh, I can't even think of one right now. Ombre, like the Red Heart ombre yarns, long color changing like Red Heart stripes. Those would work, but I wouldn't use a variegated yarn at all. Okay, so I used Chic Sheep, and there's 1 ball of color A. So we don't use that color very much, but it is a significant color. Color B, we have 3 balls. Color C, we also have 3 balls. Okay, so those are the colors that are really in the main crux of all of the work. And if I remember correctly, it like barely went into 3 balls, or not barely, like it maybe 2.5 balls, but you need 3. You can't just buy a half ball. So it's 3. Ideally, the crochet, you need the same amount. Okay, so it's 1, 3, and 3. For needle size for the knitters, you need a size 9 straight needle or 24-inch circular needle. Now you might ask, why do I need 2 different needles? You don't need 2 different needles as far as that size. It's that it's a scarf. If you like to make scarves with straight needles, great, get a straight needle. If you like to make scarves with the 24-inch circular needle, great, use that. However, when we do the final border around the scarf, we will be working in the round, and doing that with a longer needle is handy. So this 40-inch longer needle, that's the one I want you to be able to pick up in the round and work there. You'll see there is also a size 8 straight or 24-inch needle. That's because we're actually going to change needle sizes mid after some of the sections, because instead of decreasing stitches, I'm changing needle size just to make sure that section comes in and is nice and neat. So a size 8 straight needle or 24-inch needle, again, it's just for back and forth work. So whatever your preference is. Of course, stitch markers, tapestry needle, and there you go. For the crocheters, as I mentioned, it's the same yarn amounts. You need an eye hook or a size needed to obtain gauge, stitch markers, and a tapestry needle. I have already linked these to Ravelry. So if you are so inclined, or somebody who likes to keep track of their projects on Ravelry, or make sure you favorite projects on Ravelry, I would love that. All you need to do is click this blue button. Let's click that blue button. It'll take you to Ravelry. This is the Tournament of Stitches Knit 2020 page. Come over here, click Save to Favorites, and you could write mystery make along, or however you want to put your information there. You can leave it blank if you want to. I could put save, and then if you want to say cast on project, this is where you would actually come over here, and this takes me to a new page in my own projects notebook, and I can start filling out information. So I could do edit project. Let's say I'm going to make one for myself, and this is a 1 size. Pattern name is already filled in for us. We're going to do knitting. I can fill in the needles that I'm using. I could do the size. So maybe you change size needles, or you decide you want to do something else, maybe whatever. This is just a way to keep track of everything. You could keep track of your gauge, your yarn you choose. I'm going to say Chic Sheep yarn, and it's right there. So I click it. I can fill in like colors, skein amounts, whatever, and I could type notes in down here. Okay, so I could do save. Okay, and then right here where it says add photos, I can click add photos. You can choose an image, whatever image you want. So let's go, let's see, desktop. Do I have it in desktop? I can't remember where I have it, you guys. Might not be here. I might not be able to add the image right now. No, I can't add the image right now. I don't know where it is, but you could click an image and it would fill that in for you and you would have an image set up there. Okay, so that would be for the Tournament of Stitches 2020. Same type deal when you do it for the crochet, click on crochet, go to the Tournament of Stitches crochet 2020, and here's all the information that you need. Again, save to favorites, mystery make along, save changes, and then you could create project. Okay, does that help you guys out? Where do I find the weekly instructions? This basically says by 10 o'clock Eastern time, we're gonna have everything linked right down here below. So here's where it says pattern. Here are the weekly instructions. It points, it says, here it is, here I am. As these are linked up, we'll even put on there, click here, because people don't know, but this will be blue. Once it's live, this set of instructions, they will be blue, they will be bold, they will say click here, and that will take you to the page where the instructions are listed. And so, as I said, each week you will get 2 sets of patterns where there's 10 total stitch patterns. All right. Okay. So now I'm going to come back over here and answer your questions because I can't like do all of that at the same time. You know, it's really difficult. So let's see here. Ellen is saying that her niece stole her first year cowl and is learning to crochet. Will this be beginner friendly? I think honestly, it's not, they're not difficult stitches, but the technique itself is a little bit more advanced. But maybe with my help through the videos, it won't be that difficult. The good news is we have charts for both knitting and crochet, and we have written instructions for both knitting and crochet. So if you have charts, written instructions, and the video support, you should be able to get there. Hopefully, that's the goal, right? So hopefully this will work out. If you're like beginner, like you just learned to crochet like last week, I think it's a little bit more advanced for you. But if you're a beginner who's a little bit more of an adventurous beginner, I think this will be good for you. Let's see here. When will you go live? This is my first time catching you. So I go live on Tuesdays, usually about 12 o'clock Eastern time. Susie June, Colorado Miss. I miss Colorado too, Susie. Hi, ladies from the Bronx. So many people here. I love it. I love the logo. Good. You guys love the logo. I love the logo too. And you're very excited that there are videos this year to help with all of the instructions. You know, it's a lot to bite off. It's not like super easy to do a ton of videos, right? Like it's time consuming, but I think it's important. And Robin and I had a big discussion about it. We think that it would be really key and important, especially for this year's Tournament of Stitches. We think it'll be really good. You guys loved the capelet. That makes me really happy that you enjoyed the leap day. It's fantastic. So how many of you, is this going to be your first Tournament of Stitches? Like, I'm curious if you've ever done it before, if you thought about it before. This is the first year we aren't doing a shawl, so that's different. We did shawls in year 1, we did a shawl in year 2, and this year we are not doing a shawl, which, like I said, is different. We usually do shawls all the time. But let's see here. Jan, Bernat velvet comes loose after crocheting. What am I doing wrong? Please help. So Jan, there are video support and stuff out there for that, but essentially velvet is a chenille type yarn and you have to crochet it uber tight, and it does what is called worming. So in your Google, type up worming for velvet or chenille yarn, and hopefully you can get some more instructions there. Okay. Let's see here. Emmy or M, this is her first one. Gail, it's her first one. Caitlin, it's her first. Melissa, we have a lot of first timers. Melissa, Marsha, Brenda, Mary, Nana. Oh my gosh, so many of you will be here for the first time. Well, I hope you really love it. I know that I have a really good time doing it. It's exciting because at least now you know what you're making, right? It's a scarf or it's an infinity cowl, whichever one you want to call it or end up making it into. It can turn into something for yourself. It can turn in as like the first present that you make for Christmas. There's a lot of things that you can learn through doing this, and it's an exciting process. And these stitches that we've put together are very exciting, and it should be a lot of fun. I'm thrilled about it. I've actually had this Tournament of Stitches designed since last year. I think it was in July last year that I came up with what I wanted to do. And so I've had the bare bones, the charts and stuff plotted out of what I wanted to do since then, and it's exciting to be able to see it all come into fruition. Fingertip says this is her third tournament of stitches, so she's been with me a while. That is so great. That is really good. Let's see here. Lunacra says, this will be my first year if I manage to do it. I'm trying to decide between crochet, which I already know, and try the knit because I just learned it. The knit one, actually, I think the knit one, even though they're the virtually the same technique, the same idea, I think the knit one is easier than the crochet one, if I'm being honest. Da, da, da. All my super sleuths out there are trying to figure out what it is. I just know it. But anyways, okay, so here's what you need to do. You need to make sure that you have that URL saved over there on my website. If you go to marleybird.com, I've made that blog post a sticky, so it's right there on the first page that you can click it and go to it. So that way it is available to you if you just remember, oh, it's on Marley Bird's website. It is there. You go there and you can find it there. The other thing you want to do, make sure you've joined the Marley's Minions Facebook group. Make sure you have RSVP'd. You don't really have to RSVP, but I would like you to. So RSVP in the event on Facebook. Make sure you have liked or favorited that project on Ravelry and added your project to your very own Ravelry notebook if you are a Ravelry participant. Totally up to you. You do not have to be a part of Ravelry to join this make along. It's just something that I know a lot of people still use and enjoy to use. I love the Ravelry database, being able to look up various patterns and look at what people have made with it. I think it's invaluable, but that is my own preference. I totally get that. Let's see here. I think everybody is doing all right. Let's see this. Because we have somebody trying to spam a little bit here. I'm not really sure, but he needs to go. We just need to block him. And that will be awesome, right? Let's see. Trying to answer questions in between all of the random stuff going on. And I'll guess everybody is doing good. They're going to go check out the blog post and do that good stuff. So make sure you have hit liked on this YouTube video. Let me know that you're going to participate in the Tournament of Stitches. Leave me a comment below. And I can't wait to see your project. You're going to have a lot of fun, you guys. At least I think you're going to have a lot of fun. The testers are having a lot of fun making it. So that's a really good thing that I get to use to use as a scale, a standard, an idea, if you guys are gonna like it or not. All right. Okay. So that's it for me today. It's been about 30 minutes. Okay. It's kind of like a lunchtime thing. All right. I love you guys so much. And I will see you next Tuesday, where I do believe I have the Hook Nook. The Hook Nook. I think I have the Hook Nook coming on the podcast. So it should be fun. I haven't ever had a chance to talk to her. So I'm going to talk to her about her website, her Instagram, and all of her new supplies that she has out with Joanne. All right. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.